This series of videos is called Basic Training. The purpose of these videos is to reinforce or to give more strength to what you have learned in your classroom and to learn how to apply what you have learned in the classroom to fun things. And in my experience as an electronics engineer, the most fun thing to do is build circuits. Now, in the past, you normally are given circuits and you build them and you analyze them. But nothing is more rewarding or fulfilling than being able to build your own circuit. So I'm going to give you some training on circuit design based on what you have learned in your circuits course. Let's begin with the very first idea. The first idea is something called the component. Now, when you first started your electronics classes, the components that you were introduced to was the resistor. In my opinion, I think this is a horrible mistake. And I'll tell you why. A resistor is boring. With a capital B. I mean, think about it. When you walk around these consumer shops, you don't see resistors. What do you see? You see lights. You hear sounds coming from things, beeping sounds, music. You feel things. And after all, that's what we are. We like to see things, we like to hear things, and we like to feel things. That's what electronics is all about. Seeing lights dance on and off, hearing music playing, or hearing sounds from our radio, or feeling things as we type on the keyboard, feeling the buttons go up and down, turning things on and off, scrolling. Even now, as I use electronics to do this presentation, I am moving my hand and I can feel my hand moving on the touchpad to move the mouse. So if you want to get someone interested in electronics, I think you should start with these things. Let's start with light. Now, the most common light that's used in electronics is something called an LED. And this is what it might look like. And they come in many colors. They have red ones, they have green ones, they have yellow ones, they have white ones, and a host of other colors. But these are the most common. Now, in order for you to get this LED to work, you have to give it some energy. And in our world, energy comes from a battery. Maybe you see something like this in your shop. It's a source of energy. So you have this light called an LED, and you have something called a battery. And if you join the battery to the LED, you might create light. But unfortunately, there are no batteries that exactly matches the energy needed by an LED. If we connect a battery to an LED, it may either be more or less than what is needed. Let's for example assume that this LED needs 2 volts of potential energy to work. You go to the market and you buy a battery, and on the side it's written as 1.5 volts. If you try to connect this battery to this LED, you may get a little light because 1.5 is close to 2, but it's not really enough. So what are your choices? Well, you can go buy a second battery. But what do you do with the second battery? Do you take this battery and connect it to the LED? Well, you get the same results. So we have a problem. In the next video, I will continue this discussion.